Yes, we have creeped her out. All right. A project specialist at and representing the Newcastle Chamber of Commerce. And by the way, nice work on this event. Thank you so much.
Presenting on the Greater Newark Network, and I get really nervous about public speaking, so to distract myself, I try to come up with an interesting presentation. So in this presentation, I'll be using something that's really popular right now, Apple's iPad 2, as a vehicle to make the Greater Newark Network look even cooler by comparison. When I first started putting this concept together, I almost threw it out because it's kind of ambitious. Does anybody here own an iPad? Or do you? Okay. So you guys know probably why I would think it's a little bit, they're kind of not on the same level, apples and oranges, to say the least. I was thinking, how am I going to do this? The iPad 2 is incredible, and the company that makes it, Apple, is actually the second largest company by market cap in the world, as you can see up there. By contrast, the Greater Newark Network has 150 online members, and we've had 2 public forums. I was going to be kind of skeptical, but I still think I could change your minds. So first of all, one thing about the iPad is the cost to own one is really high. Here are 2 graphs I got from Apple's website. The one on your left shows you the price structure of the iPad. It's pretty steep. The one on the right, if you don't recognize it, is actually Apple's business model. That's an econ joke. So in this comparison, Apple Incorporated, all rights reserved, would be more like an armed robber, whereas the Greater Newark Network would be more like your friendly neighborhood panhandler. A lot of money, but we might ask you to stop and talk to us for a couple minutes on your way home from work. Another thing about the iPad is that every time it improves a little bit, you have to buy a new one. If any of you had an original iPad, you were really pissed when the iPad 2 came out a couple weeks ago, weren't you? Partly because so few changes have been made. There's really no difference except the cameras. And also, the iPad you had wasn't even a year old yet. If you just bought the 2, you probably can't sleep at night because you live in the fear that you'll wake up in the morning, open your Washington Post app, and find out the iPad 3 is coming out next week. So as you can see from this graph, which is completely legitimate, it's all real data, the Greater Newark Network's value actually increases over time steadily, forever. Whereas the iPad, as you can see, it drops whenever there's a new one or something else. Another thing that's kind of a turn-off about the iPad is that, or about Apple in general, it's kind of like an exclusive club. When you join, you have to give up everything. You can't use Flash, you can't watch videos on Hulu. It's kind of like the Skulls. Even if it is a cult, you have to agree that much of its popularity is driven by its status as a celeb favorite. Like a lot of other Apple products, the iPad is a status symbol. So for a while, you didn't really see how they were different than a regular laptop, and I still don't, but I know they must be because Hannah Montana has 2. Greater Newark Network, on the other hand, isn't exclusive. We want everyone who's interested to join. It's really easy to get involved online. Just go to greaternewarknetwork.ning.com and create a login and password. We don't discriminate on the basis of income, coolness, location, or even number of vowels in your name, as you can see from this slide here. Colorado with a name comprised solely of consonants cares enough about Newark to join, don't you think you should? And unlike Apple and its ban on third-party collaboration, the Greater Newark Network works with lots of different organizations and people and uses the ones with good ideas to help Newark grow. We work with Delaware Bio, UD, and other organizations to plan this event. Essentially, we believe that when we work together, everybody wins. Fact about the iPad is it was actually created only to distract people from whatever they're really supposed to be doing. In the video Apple put out to promote the iPad 2, the focus is clearly on how you can use it to talk to your family members. A mom and her little girl video chat with grandparents on the daughter's birthday, and it's really cute, but aren't you more familiar with the images in the next slide? As far as I know, Angry Birds and Cut the Rope are the only apps that have really ever been used on that. On the other hand, the Greater Newark Network was created to help you focus on what's really important in your community. In 2010, we held forums on education, that's this one here at Newark High, and economic development. We commissioned an economic development study in conjunction with other organizations to be released soon, so stay tuned. And we have the online networking site that I was just talking about. So, if I can sum up, Here's what we have. The iPad 2 costs $900, improves your life to the extent that you need to get to the gift box level and cut the rope. It will be obsolete by this fall at the latest, and if you buy one, you'll have to live forever with the knowledge that Justin Bieber beat you to it. The IgniteNewark, on the other hand, costs $0, works to build connections between Newark organizations, allows you to share your ideas about improving Newark and the surrounding areas, supports technology and innovation, and brings people together for awesome social networking events like this one. So please tell your friends.